Good evening, friends. How are you? So, we are again here to come, and we have a very amazing topic today, and it's about battle of the mind. So, we are here with six people. So, we are in total six people, and all having amazing background. I'll introduce you each one of them one by one. But the topic is interesting. It is battle of mind, right? There is always a battle. We have two minds, if you know, right? There is one emotional, which drives EQ, emotional quotient, right? The another is logical, which is your intelligence quotient, right? And nowadays you will see that IQ is one thing, but the moment you get to a next level, you want to get to the next level, you want to explore your creativity, you want to explore your leadership, right? You want to innovate, you want to do something new. EQ becomes far important than IQ, right? So emotional mind becomes far important, right? If the situation is really not easy, situation is difficult, conversation is difficult, that's where you need emotional, you have to leverage your emotional mind, right? That's what we are going to talk today. And this channel is called Unlimited Potential Insight, and we are part of an organization which is a voluntary organization, Peak Impact Mentorship, which is founded by Vijay Khandal, who is an IITN, our mentor, and also founder of this organization, right? And let me now ask our amazing panelists today to join here and introduce themselves. And before that, I am Vineet, and I have almost 18 years of experience in IT. And I'm from Bihar, based out in Bangalore, small place in Bihar, Samastipur. That's where I belong to. Uh, but I'm in Bangalore, and I'm passionate about communication, public speaking, technology, and sharing all the good things that I'm learning. So that's all about me. Let me ask our guests also to introduce themselves, who have already attended the last workshop of Peak Impact Mentorship, which was on Battle of Mind, and they're going to share their learnings out of those. So let's invite Saket. Saket, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Vinith. So
Saket, go ahead
thank
and
you, Vinith,
introduce.
for inviting me in a panel discussion of a logical mind. So I am working in Wipro, having past 2 years of experience. I am also a vice president membership of Wipro Cohorts Toastmaster Club.
Awesome.
Uh, I actively participate in reducing single-use plastic from our planet and try to make this planet as clear as possible.
Wow.
So now coming to logical mind, we we all want to succeed. We want to perform well and do
Saket, I'll come
our
to
well in with
that.
full potential. But then
Saket,
come
I'll come to that, Saket. I think let's have a round of introduction, and
yeah,
then we'll ask on the learnings. Amazing. I'm so happy that
okay.
you're so excited about sharing your learnings.
Yeah, fine.
All right. So let me ask Nidhi to introduce
Okay.
herself.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Nidhi Dheer from Faridabad. I have a 6 years of professional experience in the field of energy efficiency, and I love doing creative things. I love painting. I love gardening also. So this is what, and this for the last 1 month, I'm part of this wonderful forum, PIM, and I must say that things are improving, and I'm learning a lot. Thanks,
Very,
Vinny.
very nice. Good to have you here. Let me ask
Thank you.
Vartika to introduce herself.
Hi, friends, and good evening to everyone. My name is Vartika, and I belong to Lakhimpur Kheri. It's a small place in UP nearby Lucknow, and I have been born and brought up there itself. And I'm an IT professional with 12 plus years of experience, and I have been associated with PIM for last 7 to 8 months, and it has been a beautiful journey. I must say, beautiful transformational journey for me. And yes, I missed my hobbies part. I love to read books, listening music, and yes, cooking as well. So
Wow,
thank you.
so many things you do. Awesome, Vartika. Let me ask Hannibal to introduce himself.
Hi all. My name is Bhimrai Panabar. You might be knowing that, or you might notice that Hanover is a very unique name. It's just a very what I understand from Hanover is that it is a very a descendants of Lord Krishna, and there is a presence of this community in Bihar, and then and some of them are in Karnataka. So that means that I've been born and brought up in Karnataka. My father was a government servant, so I have an experience of entire Karnataka. From last 15 plus years, I've been in Bangalore working for IT industry. And apart from that, my hobbies, right now I'm exploring on microgreens, which is a bit of a gardening, but it's a different, a bit of a different experience altogether. Yeah,
Awesome.
and thanks very for inviting me into this session.
Sure.
Looking forward to share the experiences. Thanks.
Awesome, awesome. Very nice, Anwar. And I really liked your when you said you started with your name meaning, and I know why you are saying. So most of the time, whenever somebody asks Anwar, "What's your name?" and he says his name, the second question is, "Oh, what is the meaning of Anwar?" So he thought, "Let me explain the meaning of Anwar at the start itself." It's amazing, amazing. Even I started so. I remember when we connected a couple of weeks back, and I said, "Anwar, that's a nice name. What is the meaning of Anwar?" All right, now last but not the least, let me ask Jayant to introduce himself.
Thanks, Vineet. Hi, everyone. I'm Jayant. Um, sorry, I'm from Bangalore. I have over 8 years of experience as a software engineer. Apart from being a software engineer, I'm passionate about learning new things, reading, and then a new thing I picked up recently, public speaking. I'm passionate about that. And the reading also is one of my hobbies. Along with that, I was like watching sports and then watching some movies. That's about it. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, Jayant. Good to have you here. Awesome, guys. It's great to have all of you here, and this is going to be an amazing session for everyone. Great. So the first thing first. So I think the we had last week on Saturday 9 p.m. Peak Impact Mentorship, which was a battle of mind. And the topic was logical mind. Since we all come from job background, six of us somewhere are doing job or we're doing job, right? And job requires logical mind a lot, right? Somewhere job requires, sometimes I feel the job requires only the logical mind, right? Yeah, sometimes when you have a bad discussion with your boss, bad appraisals, or sometimes when you have fights with your colleagues, at that time sometimes you think, why I'm not able to handle with a logical mind. I said completely this to him, to her, he understood something else. How to handle that, right? That's where our emotional mind needs to come in, right? So there are so many. Earlier I used to think there are hardly any weaknesses of logical mind. It's always something great about logical mind, and which is there, right? There are so many things which happens from the logical mind, but somewhere we have lost to leverage our emotional mind completely, right? So we'll talk on that, but I think let's start with the weaknesses, right? What exactly are the weaknesses of logical mind? And when we discussed, when Vijay told this last time in the PM workshop, it was a kind of awakening for me. Oh my God, these are clear cut weaknesses. Somewhere we have to work on that. So maybe, Saket, you want to start? What exactly you understand? What are your learnings from the last session?
So,
Okay, Vinny, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saket, you can.
we
Wait.
all want to succeed
Yeah, go ahead.
in our. Okay, so we all want to succeed in our life. We want to perform well with our full potential, but then comes to logical mind. Some 4 days back, I don't know what is logical mind, but on Sunday 9 o'clock, so Vinith has explained what is logical mind. What is the difference between emotional and logical mind? So the logical mind has its own role in success. But if we don't know the logical mind if we don't know what is logical mind, the logical mind will go into the autopilot mode. The autopilot mode has its design to ensure that we will live life for a survival. So there are many three limitations of logical mind. The first limitation is logical mind has a natural tendency of rationalizing success and failure. The second weakness is logical mind will bog down and will bog down lots of details. And the third weakness, logical mind will automatically attract negative things. So these are the three weakness of logical mind with it.
Awesome, awesome, very nice, very nice. So you already summarized the three weaknesses of the logical mind. Anyone else? Maybe you wanted to add something?
Yeah, Vinny, I would like to add. Vijay sir also
Like every
talked about law of
person.
Yes.
Yeah,
Vijay sir also talked about law of pain. And when we hear this word law of pain, what comes to our mind is as a human tendency. It is something related to pain, and we are relating to human pain or maybe human sadness, something like that. But it's not the exact meaning of law of pain. Law of pain is that we have to do a good management of bad experiences, and it will result in or lead to growth. Whatever experiences we have in life, good or bad, we just try to map them in a very good manner, in a very positive manner, and then it can be turned from a pain to our growth. So that is law of pain, and I
right.
think that is a trait of logical mind only, and that was something which added value to me.
Great, great, Vatika. I think that was so important. Law of pain. Thank you for sharing that. Nidhi, yeah, you can go ahead and share out. Nidhi, are you still there? Looks like your system. Can you hear me, Nidhi?
I think we have
Okay,
lost.
yeah, looks like there's a problem. All right. Anyone else want to?
I would like to go next, Vinith.
Yeah.
So I would like to talk about this, the logical mind getting bogged down by a lot of details. So one of the things we learned was logical mind has this tendency to get bogged down by details and go towards skepticism. I would like to give a start with a story on this. I mean, it's a short story, so don't worry. So basically, like some years back, in there was this American called Jerry Sternin who belonged to SaveTheChildren.org, and basically he went to Vietnam. So Vietnam had this problem of malnutrition. Like a lot of children were dying because they were not getting sufficient nutrition. Along with that, they had other issues that were like sanitation, poverty, obtaining clean water. And on top of that, when Jerry Sternin landed in Vietnam, the government of Vietnam was not welcoming him. They did not provide him any facilities to go and work towards whatever he wanted to achieve there. So what happened was, like, if he had followed his logical mind and thought logically as to what to do, there was a lot of details to talk about, like for example sanitation, clean water, poverty, malnutrition, and even and no government support. All these things would be able to, like, would have bogged down anyone with the logical mind who was thinking logically and saying that, okay, I cannot do this. That's where the skepticism comes in. Like, okay, a lot of these are there, I cannot handle all these things together, I need to go one by one, or it will take a lot of time, so let me just stop this, I cannot do this, I'll go back. But Jerry Sterning was like a different kind of person. What he did was something unusual. He thought, okay, let me do this. I'll just go around the country. Let me go around the country and see what's the actual state. Like, I know that children are dying with malnutrition, but at the same time, there might be someone who's not affected by this malnutrition. Let me find that out. So he went there. He went around the country and found that he was actually sort of right. Like, even though people were poor, because the entire country was poor, even though people were poor, like, there were children that were not dying of malnutrition. They were not malnourished. They had like sufficient nutrition, and then they were quite healthy to survive. That's when he realized that if those children can survive, so we can change the entire country and then make all the other children survive as well. So there's no, I mean, the typical logical mind would never have reached that solution. This was possible because he went against his logical mind and then did something that was not not done by most people. So he was able to arrive at that solution.
Amazing, amazing. And I think this story tells us very clearly that if we just think up from the logical mindset, somewhere we'll be always thinking in that box. It will be out of the box thinking will be really difficult if you're just thinking, because we know 2 plus 2 is 4. We have all the knowledge which is there, which has been kind of you have gathered from here and there. It will be hard to go something beyond that. Amazing, amazing. Very, very, very nice story. And I think Nidhi is back, and let me ask Nidhi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nidhi, go ahead.
So, like every person has strength and weakness. For the logical thinker, they think, they analyze the situation, everything before reaching to any conclusion. Like Jerry could have done, like he would have listened that external minister that it is not good that you have come here. You will not find anything. It is just wastage of time. But he did not go by that. Just by logical mind, he used his human emotions also, and he thought that let's go and meet the people, let's find out that what is the major reason why kids are malnourished. So I think logical reasoning is good, but we should also, it has one weakness. It disconnects, it has a tendency to lose touch of human emotions. So logical reasoning, one is it is positive, but at the same time it is negative also. So emotion and logical, there should be some balance. So this is what Vijay sir also told us in that story, that Jerry went by this emotional thing. वो वहाँ लोगों से जाके मिले, उन्होंने वे आउट निकाला, and by the end of the day, by end of year, he was able to reduce that problem by 70%, which was a great achievement. So this is what all I have to say.
लॉजिकली वो बिल्कुल भी पॉसिबल नहीं था, बट कहीं ना कहीं वो जैसे वो इमोशनल माइंड से काम किया तो वो उसको वो सोल्यूशन, वो इनोवेटिव सोल्यूशन निकाल पाया. अमेजिंग,
He, yeah,
Yeah.
he tried to balance the thing. He tried to balance the thing. He used his logic along with the emotion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead.
Yeah.
I would like to. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Navar, you can go ahead then.
Yeah, I agree with all of you. With Jerry's experience or the story, he could have got the other option could have been like to say there is one option of say get a investment and then provide all of them with all nourished food. But it was not possible, not practical as well. And then if he has to take a baby step, understanding emotion and logically, both of them together, and then he took those small steps of saying that okay, asking the right questions at right time, so that he can solve. How can I solve this problem? So it's often that the big problems have a small solutions. So that's what we have to ask the right questions. That's what was a great learning from that story altogether.
Amazing, Navar. Yeah, that's great learning. Yeah, Vatika, you were adding something?
Yeah, I would like to add, Vineet, that why do we say that logical mind is negative or it's positive? Actually, everything has to
Yeah.
be balanced out, because generally, if we see, emotional mind makes us lazy. Because if we talk about emotional quotient as well, emotional quotient has to be well balanced. Otherwise, we will fall lazy, or we can sometimes become depressed if we are very emotional with everything. And logical mind basically makes us active, even though it makes us very rational at times, or maybe we are very indecisive, because maybe due to our experiences or whatever, maybe we are a kind of person that who takes a lot of time in deciding things, and that is also not a good quality. So it has to be balanced somewhere. एंड आई थिंक ये इमोशनल माइंड वाला तो एग्जाम्पल, एक लाइव एग्जाम्पल मैं दे सकती हूँ कि जैसे लेट्स से किसी को पिज्जा बर्गर खाना बहुत पसंद है, एंड वी नो इट्स जंक फूड एंड वी शुड अवॉइड इट, बट माय इमोशनल माइंड सेज मी डेली बेसिस दैट वर्तिका एक ही लाइफ मिली है, सो प्लीज एंजॉय. एंड आई थिंक इट हैपेंस विद एवरीबडी. एक ही लाइफ मिली है, यू आर ह्यूमन बीइंग इन दिस लाइफ टाइम, मे बी नेक्स्ट lifetime you will be a dog, cat, or a worm. Maybe you will not be having that much of leverage of living life king size. So emotional mind pushes us to become lazy and like that. And logical mind says that if you will be eating unhealthy all the time, you will die with heart attack, you will die with diabetes, you will die with high BP. So there has to be a certain amount of balance between the two, I think.
Exactly. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing thought, Vatika. And somewhere I think if you see, most of the time we actually in these days, particularly when we come from IT and there's a noise. Is it coming? Okay. All right. So somewhere, if you see that, uh, since we come mostly from the technical background and or domain or whatever it is, we anyway use. So there's a very compartment. We have created compartments. In job, it's always logical mind, right? In personal, it's always emotional mind, right? So somewhere that balance has to be there, as you rightly said. Uh, we have to leverage both at both the places, because logical mind, I always see like this. Emotional mind, you should actually, logical mind you should use for execution, right? The moment you have to perform some task, you have to finish some task. But if we take that execution mindset into creativity, into something, doing something new, then it starts becoming barrier, right? Let's say I've gotten a new opportunity, as Nidhi said, she started with Madhubani painting and all, right? If she would have relied on her logical mind, she would have thought, no, I come from IT background. Why would I do that? Right? Why would Elon
Yeah.
Musk, who is a software engineer, will think that I'll launch, spaceship in using using SpaceX, right? So somewhere logical mind has become a kind of barrier for us. That's a big weakness, right? So we all are leveraging logical mind a lot, but somewhere our emotional mind, we are not able to balance it. We actually are using for emotions, but actually not for emotions. Somewhere we have to use it for creativity, for doing something new, for taking risks in life, right? So somewhere that balance, if it's, of course, if its balance is not there, nothing will work like that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great thoughts, I think everyone share.
Uh,
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
like to add one
And
more
I
thing
think
about. Sure, go ahead.
Sakit, there is some
no, no,
background
I was
noise. Looks
saying
like there is some Sakit. Yeah,
yeah,
Sakit, there is some
yeah.
background noise. From your side. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Nidhi.
Yeah, I think I would like to like associate this thing, that logical and this emotional thing, that kids use it very in a very good way. When they want something, they put so many emotion. They use lot of emotions, mama, please let me get this and all, and then you also feel emotional. And then आपको उनसे जब कुछ करवाना है, then you use your logical mind that if you will not do this, then you will not get this. So this logical and emotional balance you can see with your kids also. So this is like
Amazing.
a light
Yeah.
example, right? Am I right, Vartika? This is what we do, I think, with our kids.
Yes,
I also
yes,
have a kid. I also do that.
We also do it. Yeah.
I cannot even tame my 5.5 years old kid. So definitely, I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. Only Jayant and Sakit may not agree. We all have kids, right? Hanbal, you also have kids, right?
Yes, yes. I have a 6-year daughter.
I mean,
Amazing. Yeah.
so Vinit, in a way, it's not just applicable for kids. Like even if you take something you don't want to do, you give some incentive for yourself, then you actually
Yeah.
will tend to do it. So that's where logical mind comes in. So, and another thing I wanted to add was Vartika, when she was talking about like logical mind is also sometimes sort of indecisive and everything, right? So one of the things Vijay told was like something about true but useless facts. So our mind tends to go towards something that is true, but then we can't do anything about it, and we start worrying about it, and then we don't actually take any decision. Like for example, in the same story, going back to the same story of Jerry Sterling, he had like a lot of these issues about political system, poverty, and everything. All these things he could not have done anything about. Like, I mean, if he had gone about by his logical mind, he would have thought, okay, how do I change he can't change the political system. It's already there. Like he has to deal with it. So all these are true facts, but then useless. So even in our life, when we make decisions, all these things come and clutter our mind, our logical mind, and stops us from taking a decision, taking a risk, or taking a decision.
Amazing.
So,
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Very
I
nice.
could add
Vinit, I want to add one story.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, Hanwar, you can come after Sakit. I think Sakit is
yes,
trying
yes.
multiple times
Yeah.
to. Yeah, Sakit, go ahead.
So I want to add one personal story, how I hijacked my logical mind. So 3 months back, I made one commitment to wake up at 5 o'clock and do my study continuously 3 to 4 hours without any disruption. But logical mind say just sleep for 1 more hour, and after that you can study. So same thing is happening 1 month ago, 2 months ago. But one day I realized I have to hijack my logical mind and change the routine. So what I do, when the alarm rings, I just drink one cold water, one glass of cold water, and do a study. So there is one famous quote by James, written in Atomic Habits by James Clear. S- Uh, Small beginnings come from the. There is one famous quote written by the James Clear. Things come from the small beginnings. So I just applied this quote, and there is also one famous quote, to hijack the logical mind. You have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotion, or else you will lose yourself every time.
Very
So
nice.
these two quotes I remember every time.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Yeah, Anwar,
Yeah,
you
yeah, great. Yeah, just to add on to Vartika's and Saket's examples. So we all are IT guys, and then we have been in the industry. I think we all enrolled for the gyms. Whenever there is a December, it comes for the entire year's subscription, and we all know that. Okay, we go for a subscription with the enthusiasm. We attend a couple of sessions, and then it's all kind of dead. And it is all kind of how do we take care of that? We become more emotional when it comes to like we want to get it done, but on the daily basis we have to make a decision to go to the gym, which is hard. That is very very
yeah, yeah, great example.
that's a between a logical mind and emotional mind. Yeah,
Exactly.
one of the insights were given by Vijay was that you can do anywhere the exercise in between your sessions. You don't have to have any excuses. So that's a logical mind which always brings up the excuses, but you have to negate that, and then you have to take a positive step of spending at least one 5 minute step. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Awesome, and I think we all have seen that, right? I think this is an
yeah,
example of number gave. I think we all have been there, right? We started doing something for our physical being, and right for maybe exercise or something, and it actually went only for 3 days or maybe a week or a month, right? Not beyond that. And somewhere then it's our emotional mind and logical minds, everything gets mixed. What to do? Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Anyone else want to add anything on this? Great.
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, so I would like to add one more thing about, I mean, the last week's session, we had like several polls, which I did.
Yeah.
One of the polls was about people, like all of us, like at some point of in our lives, we had thought of starting our own ventures, starting our own company and
Yeah.
everything. But most of us, most of the people won't be able to do it. Most of them, like, I mean, especially in the tech industry,
Yeah.
so they just get like, I mean, as it like again relating to the logical mind, how logical mind gets bogged down by details. Like all our minds will get bogged down by details, like, okay, I'll learn all the skills needed and then I'll start this, or let me go get to the position where I can quit my job and then start a venture, or let me settle down all my personal affairs that's happening in my personal life, then I can concentrate on this. I mean, we go thinking about this logically, one after the other. Okay, this will happen, that will happen, but it will never happen. So all of them, like in the end, will remain like software engineers and then for life. I mean, I mean, you know the joke, right? Like, if you come to Bangalore and throw a stone, it either hits a dog or a software engineer. All these people, so many software engineers over here. I mean, all of them have potentials to like start their own companies, start their own ventures, but they like getting stuck in this logical mind. People are not able to do it. Like they just are not making that decision to just go forward with that.
That's a great example. It's a great example, and particularly if you see, if I think no one can start a. I think that poll was amazing, right? Almost 67
Yeah,
people said
yeah,
that I'll do something of my own when I learn everything, right? And
yeah,
these are clear-cut logical people, and all the logical people, and most of us are like that, right? And the logical people, that's why I cannot run a company, right? They can be a great executionist,
yeah.
they can be a great employee, but they think about the guy. There's a very amazing book. If you guys have read Rashmi Bansal's book, right? It said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish."
Stay
And he
foolish.
gave
Yeah,
examples of almost 17 great entrepreneurs like Make My Trip, Naukri.com. And I was reading this story of Make My Trip by Deep Kalra. My God, he was like, I am pass out, I am Ahmedabad, and he could have lived such a great life in his job, but he suffered for 10 years. He suffered like anything. Like he was completely on roads, he was in shambles. Now the moment he would have applied logical mind, No. I am not getting my salary. I have to keep my kids and my wife at my hometown, right? I'm in such a big debt. I think that guy will never. So that was a great example. So if you are if you're trying to do something beyond your comfort zone, something which your logical mind will never accept it, somewhere you have to leverage. That's the time you have to leverage your emotional mind and then just jump to it, right? Instead of bogging down with all the details, what will happen, what if that happens, what if this happens, right? What if I my money will go, I'll lose all my money, what if I'll happen this, and there's so many things that starts coming into popping starts happening in our mind, right? Amazing example. That's an amazing, and I was surprised with the results. Like, still, I
Yeah.
think people who were part of PIM, they are still thinking in the same way. But somewhere I'm sure at least those 33% changed, and gradually people will start thinking that we have to have that balance. And on that, I remember a good joke. So the way it happens that there's a woman and a guy who was going in a train, and they were talking, and this guy was smiling all the time, and suddenly this woman says to her that um, I really like your smile, and I want to take you to my place sometime. And this guy was flattered. Oh my God! मतलब मतलब वो सोच रहा था, अरे यार इतनी सुंदर लड़की है, राइट? वो मेरे को बोल रही है कि कभी मेरे घर आओ, आपकी स्माइल इतनी अच्छी है, राइट? So बोलता है श्योर श्योर श्योर, आर यू सिंगल? आप अकेले हो क्या? मतलब शादीशुदा तो नहीं हो? No, I am not saying. It's not that case. Actually, I am dentist. So here was his emotions, right? वो बेचारा अपनी emotional mind use कर रहा था, and she was so logical, right? I'm saying you because आपके smile में एक चीज और है जो change हो सकती है, वो है आपकी teeth, right? उसको मैं बोल दूं as a dentist, that you will become even better. So somewhere, this is a great example of balancing logical versus, emotion. Yeah, amazing. All right, I think we are already at 9:30. It was a great discussion. Any last message? Anything that you guys are learning from this PIM and book club that you want to share one by one?
Yes, Vineet.
Yeah.
I think what I am learning is the kind of association I'm getting. It's very positive and it's grooming me to be a better human being day by day. And in all aspects of life, it's not just professional thing because as I already mentioned once, these PIM sessions which Vijay sir imparts to us, they are covering every aspect of our life, either health, either financial, either personal growth, everything, or our personal relationships, even with our family members. It is covering every aspect of our life, and it is the best part. I mean, it's like a jackpot for everybody. You are getting a platform, you are getting a association where somebody is there to focus on every aspect of your life. I think many times our parents or family members even give up on us for few aspects of our life, and we are getting an association or a platform where there is somebody who is continuously pushing you, and he is not giving up on you, and he is even assigning individual person as a coach to you, to mentor you, to groom you. It's a very great deal. I mean,
Amazing.
it is really adding value to people's life, and I think to society as well.
Awesome.
And it really takes a lot of enthusiasm and positivity to create such a platform and to keep it going and running, because I think डेफिनेटली जैसा मैंने पहले भी बोला कि लॉजिकल माइंड बहुत ज़्यादा पिंग पोंग करता है, और वो फिर बार-बार यही बोलता है कि बेटर है अपनी लाइफ उसी तरह से जियो जैसे कि नॉर्म सोसाइटी ने डिसाइड किए हुए तुम्हारे लिए, राइट?
Exactly.
सो इट्स लाइक
Amazing.
दैट.
Very nice. And, all right.
थैंक यू.
Thank you, Ritika.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can just summarize. I This is just
Okay.
a
Go ahead.
third session for me.
Right.
I attended just the three sessions for PIM.
Right.
I have been already started implementing some of them, which I keep discussing with Vinit. It is just a great help. Even being in the industry for 16 years, I couldn't see many positive things. I'm completely the kind of like seeing myself in a different perspective altogether.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for everything, PIM as well as Vinit.
Awesome, Anwar. Nice to hear that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, sure, Nidhi, go ahead. I'll go next.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great forum, and it has actually really helped me to learn many new things, connect with the people, to know about them, new thoughts, and एक जो कमी लगती है कि नहीं कुछ कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे, सो जो विजय सर के जो भी सेशंस हम जो मैंने देखे हैं अटेंड किए हैं, उससे फील होता है कि लाइफ हैज मच मोर टू गिव यू. Keep learning, keep doing. Life में you will definitely get a success. So thanks for
Awesome.
such a great opportunity और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है यहाँ पे associate होके. Feel very positive and improving also day by day.
Very nice, Nidhi. Good to hear that. Let me ask Saket, and then I'll ask Jayant you to come at the last.
Sure. Okay.
Yes, Saket, go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, so I want to thank everyone, especially you and Vijay sir, for a great Peak Impact membership, mentorship. I joined PIM last month. Now I'm able to handle my own emotions very well.
Awesome.
So
Very
a
nice.
big
Good to
thanks
hear
to
that,
all of
Saket.
you.
And you're so young, and I'm sure this is a great time for you. The moment you're able to control your emotional mind and you're able to balance that and leverage that, I'm sure you're going to achieve much greater success than us. We have already spent 8-10 years, so you are still quite young. All right, Jayant, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, initially Vartika just told everything in a succinct manner. I'm just gonna like just add a few things on it. So it has been a great. I mean, I've been part of PIM for last 5 months now. I think June, yeah, 5 months. So in that 5 months, I think initially how I was and how I'm right now, I can see like a lot of difference as to how what I've learned, and then what I'm able to put in practice in my life, and also how I'm growing in confidence with respect to public speaking, and also with I mean this topic we talked about today, right? About the logical mind and then emotional mind, all these things. So it actually is helping me to concentrate and then be aware of my own thoughts, and then how I can how I can harness it to actually go get what I want. And and also like in the PIM, I'm getting the mentorship I need, like beneath you, with you, and then anyone else like Vijay sir, and everyone, like whoever I want to approach it, there is this kind of community where I can ask for help and with respect to this, and then or anything else that for that matter, and that is very helpful. And so in a way, this has like complemented to what I'm already doing in life and actually enhancing it. So it's a great opportunity here. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, very nice, Jayant. So it was great having you guys, Jayant, Saket, Hanbar, Vartika, and Nidhi. And I'm sure we added values. I can see that already. I've seen 20, 30 people joining, and I'm sure many people are going to watch this on a channel and YouTube and everywhere. So you have certainly impacted some of those people, and they will also uh, try to transform their life the way we did. And guys, we are going to do the second part of this session tomorrow, wherein we will cover some more things. It's not easy. We don't want to make it a 1 hour, 2 hour session, because if you go on, all six of us has so many things to share, it will be a long one, right? So we wanted to restrict it to 30, 40 minutes. We'll do a second part tomorrow, and with new set of people, right? We have so many people who wanted to share their experience on this. And on Saturday night, again, we have amazing session by Vijay on this peak PIM workshop, and that is something you don't want to miss. It's all about curses of choices, right? Curse of choices. Somewhere these days, I think we are living such a comfortable life if you compare to your last generation or two generation back, right? I was listening to Sadhguru. He says that probably we are living better than a king in the ancient times, right? We have everything that we want, right? Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we have everything, right? But the challenge with that is choices. There are so many choices. We are not able to pick what exactly is for us. See the kids, they are not able to understand whether I should use tab or mobile or TV, or or shall I play with my mother, father, friends. They have so many choices, right? So when I see my Annie, when she goes into her tab also, which app shall she go ahead? She'll open the Play Store and she's confused what to do, right? So we are having such a big challenge with the choices, and that's what Vijay is going to cover this time. How to pick the best choice for you and move ahead and do your personal growth, do a personal development of what we are doing in PIM and book club. And thank you so much, guys. I hope this made sense to you and it helped you at certain level. If you have any questions, if you want to participate, connect any of the coaches, any of the participant who are part of today's book club, or anyone who is in the channel on the YouTube, on the Peak Impact Mentorship, or on Unlimited Potential Inside. They will give you this opportunity to you also, so that you can also participate in such discussion. So it was great having you here, and I hope we all made some sense to you. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you.